You are now tuned into 2111 Radio Show, hosted by our program director, Derek Scott.
Who is Dr. Felicia Phillips? Well, let me tell you. I've built my 30-year entrepreneurial career on serving, educating, and mentoring small and diverse businesses, as well as assisting corporations with their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I understand the obstacles that come with being a small business owner, which is why I created MogulCon, a platform for Black women-owned businesses to come and get the tools, resources, relationships, and opportunities they need to build profitable businesses. Over the last 5 years, we've built our own ecosystem that has provided these women with capital, contracts, and an increase in their cash flow. I stand on 4 pillars: faith, service, community, and philanthropy. Now you know who Dr. Felicia Phillips is.
Welcome to the 2111 Radio, and as advertised, I have Dr. Felicia Phillips in here. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm definitely good. I'm good. So, let the people know exactly where you're from.
I am from Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. All right. ETL. Listen, at the end of the day, I have a lot of guests. I have a lot of entrepreneurs in Atlanta, Georgia. It's crazy. Yes, so I'm gonna ask you this question before we really get into this, because I just want to know. It's this question I wanted to ask. As soon as I saw you, I said, you know what? I want to ask this. It's about your business. It's about your business. This particular business.
Yes.
Tell me about PPICW.
Yes. Started PPICW in 2014, and we focus on growing and scaling businesses. Now, this corporation does DE&I work. We do crisis management, but at the heart of who we are, we go into corporations and we develop their diverse suppliers. So we'll go in and head up their programs. We administer them. We manage the small businesses that are a part of it. We also go in and educate supply chains on supplier inclusion and what that looks like, because that's a very important topic that really affects our community when you think about it from an economic impact standpoint.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. First of all, to even think of something like that deserves a round of applause. Let me get this going, because I get this first thing.
Thank you.
Now, I hear that you are actually a 5th generational serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's true. It's in my DNA.
That's what I'm talking about. So how was it growing up in a family basically were, entrepreneurs? Like, it had to be wonderful.
It was very wonderful. Today we always talk about mastermind groups. And one day I'm working, and I have my own mastermind group, and I'm thinking, gosh, I have been doing this my entire life. And I would see my dad with his brothers because they were all entrepreneurs, and they were each other's advisor, mentor, you name it, investor, right? Was right there in that circle. I'm a daddy's girl, so I would be over in the corner listening, soaking it all up. And I mean, it was good, and then it was ugly too, because we know how small business can be. And especially during that time, we didn't have all the tools and resources, and information wasn't readily available, during that time. And I remember my dad one day talking about someone who didn't pay him and how upset it was. It was a really big job. And even hearing all of the negative that comes along with small business, I knew at 8 years old, this is what I wanted to do. And I've been in business now 33 years.
33. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. You've been in business for 33 years.
3 years. Yes.
But how is that possible? You only look like you're 29. Like, what's going on?
Because I take care of myself.
I know that's right.
Listen, and I'm not talking about, getting your hair done and all that. I take care. Health, internal, because what you do internally affects what you see externally, right? And so I'm very adamant about making sure that I put my health first, because it doesn't matter what I'm doing or how much money I'm making. If I'm not healthy, and I won't enjoy it, what am I doing it for, right? Because if I leave here tomorrow, guess what? Life is going to go on.
Yes, it is. You're 100% right about that. 100% right about that. So now I do have another question. So this question is kind of, I don't know, but how did you even become a millionaire at 19? Like that, to me, without hitting lotto, how did you even have the drive? Like, because it's so inspiring from a brown woman. You understand what I'm saying? I'm so proud of you. You don't know. When I read the story, I was like, what?
Yeah, let me tell you. So I actually left home at the age of 17.
Okay.
Because I felt that my parents had given me a great foundation. But you ever had that feeling just deep inside of you that I want something more, right? And I struck out, made some mistakes. But when you get to a point where for sure this is not the life I want, I was built for more than this. And I was clear about, I don't ever want to be in a position. I remember it was one day I found myself just homeless after leaving the house, my parents' house. And I said, I never want to feel this again. And I was determined. And here's the thing, and I teach this a lot. There was no internet. We didn't have all of the tools and nuances that we have today. It was just me and God.
Yeah, right? It is. Exactly.
And this is a real story. I was working for someone, and I was his top salesperson. I was going to Georgia State. I was his top salesperson. He got into some trouble. And I thought that day, either I'm going to take this and run with it, or I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life, right? Paycheck to paycheck, trying to figure it out. And I took every book on that shelf. I read it cover to cover. I picked up the phone. My first business was a durable medical equipment business. That was what I was selling.
Okay.
And listen, I ran with it. I would go into hospitals. I would go into churches and do just, demonstrations, safety demonstrations. I learned how to do my own billing. I went to my uncles, asked them for money to get that first computer. I don't know if you remember, but those IBM computers were huge. They take up, right? And I didn't have a computer, so I would go to a staffing agency. And I would learn on their computers, and I'm about to date myself, but it was WordStar and WordPerfect back then, and you were doing dot matrix and all that stuff. We were learning programming back then. And I just told everything. I just gave up.
You did, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Gonna say nothing.
But here's the deal: it gave me some grit.
Yes.
Right. Because I had to go out of my way to figure out how was I going to make this business work. And I stuck to it. And I eventually sold that business And then I went into real estate. And, you know, I became a serial entrepreneur, started investing in other businesses, which really helps me to be able to advise small business owners now because I have a vantage point, right? I mean, I really had to get out here and knock on doors. I remember when I invested in a logistics company, we were just getting it off the ground. I would park my car and I would go into industrial areas and I would just go door to door. And I would just talk to people and get to know them. You know, oftentimes in our community, we say little cute things like you got to secure the bag and all that stuff. But the truth of the matter is that the bag is relationships. That's the real bag. Okay.
Yes.
We've gotten beyond that, right? Everybody's DMing and you can message me and you can do all this. But let me tell you something. I would not have survived an economic downturn, a pandemic, if it had not been for my relationships.
Listen, let me tell you something. That's the one thing people fail to secure. I said secure. You have to secure these relationships.
And it's work.
It really is a lot of work, especially partnerships. We're going to get into partnerships later, but
okay,
it's funny because I have this question because the one of the focuses on of a lot of your businesses is about brown women and girls. And just like I said, I get goosebumps when I heard the story because it's like, wait a minute, we actually have a Black woman out here that's supporting Black women and Black young entrepreneurs. We don't hear these stories in our community. You understand? And for you to be out here doing these things for these people, for our people, is a beautiful thing. Now, where did the passion come from?
Oh,
yeah, where did that passion come from to have these young women, you know, practice, you know, excel in this business? How did that happen?
So I'll tell you, it actually started as a child. So, you know, I talk about everybody in my family being entrepreneurs, but my great grandmother, who was an entrepreneur, she came from Barnesville, Georgia, up to the city of Atlanta. I moved in that Vine City area and started buying land. And she had a salon, a child care center, had a garden. She was farming, just doing all types of things. And she started this group. And back then, if you remember, they called them club meetings, right?
Yes, they did.
And so I was that little girl at the door and I would take their purses and all that. But here's what I saw. I saw a community that no matter what was going on, they were taking care of each other and providing for each other. They were helping children go to school, go to colleges. If your husband was sick, couldn't work, they were providing. So my brother found her journal a few years ago. And I was telling the story earlier, how it had, like it would have your name, what happened with your family, how they helped your family. But she would have a scripture attached to each family name. And I look at what I am doing today, and it is the very same thing, right? Intentionally, but also unintentionally.
Intentionally, exactly.
What I had to realize is, goes back to what you asked me, where did the passion come from? In 2015, I realized it wasn't so much about passion, but it is an assignment on my life. And I know that my success is connected to that. And so that's where MogulCon comes from, because it's not about where you are today. It's about where I know that you can be with the right resources and relationships. And the thing about it is, I don't covet my relationships. As long as you can do the job, if you come to MogulCon and you meet them, listen, you got folks there from federal government, corporations, other small businesses who have subcontracting opportunities. Everybody's there. So I believe that if given the proper tools and being educated on how to show up, how to be corporate ready, how to do business with the government, I believe that you can do a good job. We've been mentored, overly mentored. It's time for some opportunities.
You know you've been around this stuff. Let me tell you something. You know, that's a beautiful thing. Like I said, man, I was so excited to get this interview when your team hit me up, and I'm sitting there reading everything. All week I've just been reading on you, and it's like, this woman is. Can I ask you a question? This is outside the box. You ready?
I'm ready.
Do you sleep?
Oh my goodness. Everybody asks me that question. That has been an ongoing question literally for the last 20 years.
See,
And
exactly.
Here's what I've learned. Business is not done 9 to 5, right? It's done on the weekends. It's done late at night. It's done, all times of day. And what I've learned is to pace myself and to be ready for the opportunity. So I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. So it doesn't matter if you call me at 7 a.m. or if you call me at 7 p.m. I'm going to be ready.
I know that's right. Listen, you're a rock star in my book. I'm sorry. You're kind of a rock star because, like I've said, I don't see too many women of color doing the things you're doing now. Not saying they're not there.
And I was going to say that. Yeah, they're
there. They're there. It's just they're focused on really helping their communities. Absolutely. So they're not out here flashing and doing this and that like Instagram people do. And you just came from out of this. I'm Audio Society, never heard of this young lady, and your team hit us up and said, Dr. Felicia Phillips. And I looked and I Googled you, and everything just
right. It's like all there but not there, right?
Yeah, like, oh my goodness, she was there. And all of it, you was nowhere to be found. All of a sudden, I put the name, and it was everywhere. And you've been doing this for how long?
I've been doing this a long time.
Long time.
And I'm committed to the work, right?
Wow.
I think we live in a time where people are so flashy and hungry for attention, wanting to be famous, right? But there's a cost for all that. What I know is that by sowing the seeds that I sow, I'm going to be taken care of, right? I'm helping people become everyday millionaires. And that's what our community needs, right? We need disposable income. We need to be able to provide for our families for generations, right? But, for me, no ego, right? I know who I am. I'm confident in that, but I'm on an assignment. And so my goal is to touch 1 million Black families by 2030. And we're doing that. And next year, we're going to hit 7 cities. Where we're going to be spreading this information and just educating. Because see, I want to say this. What the media will have us believe is Black people are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. And it paints a picture that we're just doing exceptionally well. But what the real numbers show is that our counterparts on average are making about $144,000 per year. Do you know what we make in comparison?
How much? I got to hear this.
$35,000.
That's like $8 an hour.
Okay. So what we have to do is we have to acknowledge that, yes, we're creative, but the thing that we go into business for is necessity, not opportunity. And that's the big difference, right? We're going in because our needs aren't being met on the job. They don't appreciate us. They're not paying us what we're worth. And so our friend says, hey, you know what? You make excellent cakes and cupcakes or whatever. And you think, you know what I do? That's going to be my business. But you don't know how to run a business. You know how to bake cakes. Baking cakes and running a business is two different things.
Yeah.
You're an excellent mechanic. But being a mechanic for someone else and being one for yourself is totally different. The responsibility is different. The day-to-day operations is different. The managing of money is different. And we don't stop to think about the integral details that affect the foundational elements of our business. And that is what keeps our doors open.
Yeah. Let me tell you. So, I'm kind of stunned because of what you just said. And it's like, I need to play this part, what you just said, on all my social media pages because our people need to hear it.
Yes.
And the one thing I get a little upset about, matter of fact, I get pissed off about, is that our people of color don't have that infrastructure like everyone else. They don't have the banks, they don't have the schooling, they don't have the stores, the grocery stores, but we're buyers. We turned into buyers. And that's the worst thing that can happen to us because what's happening now, you got the social media thing and everybody's doing the, taking pictures with money and it's just horrible. And someone like you, like I said, you're making a difference. you're making a huge difference in
Thank
this,
you for saying that.
this economy. You really are, because you're helping these young women and older women, giving them that infrastructure that they need, because we all need that.
We all need it. And I will tell you, when we first started these first 7 years, we have had a large focus on Black women. But what I realized is that our Black men need it just as well. And so this year we've opened our doors to our brothers. We want them to come in and take advantage of it. They need to come in and learn. Listen, the information is universal. Okay.
Yeah.
The information is universal. And so this year we have a large male presence at MoguLCon, because that's the only way we're going to start to shift things in our community. We've got to learn how to work together. We've got to learn how to keep our eye on the prize, because what's happening is it's affecting our young folks, and we've got to change that. Listen, we have people there from 19 years old to 70 plus years old, right? Everybody's there. And here's the thing, I've taken the time. I took this year to build new relationships. We partnered with a fintech company because we want to help you get your financials in order. We partnered with banks because we also have to get out of the startup phase. We need to start looking more at mergers and acquisitions. That's just not for corporations. That's for us too, right? Sometimes it will be easier for you to take your skill set and buy business from someone who is getting ready to retire, right? And take an existing book of business and build on that. So we've got to stop staying in a box and thinking inside. We got to get out of the box. We got to allow ourselves to think bigger, stronger, and really begin to look at how we affect the everyday people in our community.
I know that's right. Listen, I'm like I said, I'm sitting here and I'm just looking at you, and I'm get stuck sometimes. So you have to excuse me because I'm really listening.
It's okay.
I'm really and I got notes. I'm literally taking notes. So,
good.
Because this is very insightful, and I'm sitting here and I couldn't believe that we had you up here, because you're literally one of the most successful people I've ever had on my show.
Oh my goodness!
Especially when it comes to business.
We got to find some other people for you to meet, because we're out here. We're doing the work. I mean, even this year at MoguLCon, we're expecting over 500 small businesses that are coming from all over the U.S. to Nashville. We're at the Gaylord. And I was going through the registration, and my heart was so full because I see people coming from everywhere. I can remember a time that it was just maybe folks from Georgia and Alabama, but now people are coming from all across the U.S. for this. We had a large presence coming out of Washington, D.C. to help us with understanding federal government contracting. That's a huge opportunity. The federal government buys 24/7. Listen, there are folks out here selling pencils, pens, and paper and making almost $1 million a year, right? So this is not rocket science. It's allowing yourself to understand that there is opportunity out here for you, but you have to first invest in yourself so that others can invest in you.
You getting a lot of doggone. Let me tell you something. You're getting a lot of rounds of applause, because you is killing it right now. I'm telling you. So I'm sitting up here laughing because it's so much more to this woman. Like I said, y'all hear her, right? But it's some things that I want to show you guys. So now, talk to me about this.
Yes.
Please explain to us this, because we all know Forbes. We know that logo, that brand, but we don't know the infrastructure or what's really goes on. So can you please explain what the Coach Council mean?
Listen, these are a group of respected individuals in business. For me, I use my expertise, like we talked about earlier, to advise and provide mentoring services and coaching services. I use coaching because that's what people are familiar with, but I'm more of a strategist. I'm going to help you strategize and look at how we can continue to create revenue streams in your business, help you to structure that business. And you want, just like any industry that you're in, you want to be recognized by the best, right? You want that third party credibility means everything to you.
Everything. Yes, it does.
And I want to give my clients the best. I want them to know that I am someone they can trust. Like I said, I've been around a long time. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm also very selective, right? I know when folks are just kicking tires, right? And I know you're serious about your business.
Exactly. And, I like you that you said that, because there's a lot of things that happen with me and my company, this company, that people like to kick tires.
Mm-hmm.
They like to beat around the bush.
Yes.
But, I started to learn that I know when somebody's serious about something. I have like this sixth sense. You understand? I know. And it's like, okay, you know what? You have a nice day.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, if I give you a project, if I give you an opportunity, you need to take that right away. Because opportunities don't come by that often. You take that opportunity and you run with it like you did. You ran with it. You was working somewhere and the boss got sick and you said, you know what? Let me go ahead and take care of this. And you literally, and look at you now. Oh my goodness.
And you know what? I just like most people didn't think I would be able to make it happen. They thought I was too young. They thought I was naive. I didn't know enough. I could go on and on.
Oh, yeah.
But at some point, you just got to be sick and tired of your situation. And it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't even matter what your situation looks like. You just have to believe that you believe, right? Exactly. That you can get it done. And I think a lot of times, because there are so many messages that we're allowing ourselves to internalize on a daily basis, that we miss our opportunity because we're listening to other people, right? People say, oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be bothered with that. But listen, opportunity only knocks a few times in our lifetime. When will you be ready? When will you be ready?
When will you be ready? See? Now, like I said, this woman wearing a lot of hats, y'all. She wear a lot of hats.
Oh my goodness, yes.
A lot of hats. I'm telling you, like I said, I'm sitting here this week and I'm sitting there getting all this information and I'm like, what in the world? Like, how is this happening? So talk to me about the 1 million foundation for Black women and girls. Y'all hear that? And girls. So talk to me about this foundation.
I'm so tired of television creating a narrative around Black women and Black girls and defining in a negative way who we are. I can tell you, I work with hundreds of Black women who are stellar, who know what they want, who live a good life, who are good people, who give back to their community. But what we are inundated with is the total opposite of that. And during the pandemic, it sat us all down and gave us the opportunity to just think and be still.
Thank you.
And I have been doing the work anyway. Just really using my own funds, my own investment to do the work. And I was talking with a friend and she said, it's time you did that. You got your 501c3 and you really reach more people than you're already reaching. And we went to work and we have been nonstop, just reaching out. We've helped over 4,000 businesses. We've helped those businesses amass over $100 million in contracts and opportunities and jobs. And we're going to keep it going. We're not going to stop.
Did you just say $100 million in funds?
Yes. Yes.
You see my face, right? Hold on.
It's possible. It's possible.
First, let me tell you something. You are dropping some gems on me. When you said it, I literally froze. My hands took my hand off the book, and I'm like, my goodness. And this was during the pandemic?
Right. Well, it's been the last 5 years that we've amassed that amount.
During that time.
Yes.
So you kind of elevated.
Yes, I did.
Because a lot of people lost. A lot
of
people
my goodness.
shut down and did all these things. And you look like you just flourished.
Well, let me tell you, I think God was giving us a break if you recognized it. He was giving us an opportunity to restructure, re-strategize, rejuvenate, position yourself, and really position yourself to do well if And this, I always tell people entrepreneurship is really a faith-based journey. Because one day you'll just be up in the clouds, everything is great. And the next day you are on your knees asking God, how did I get here? And what I did is I realized that, and it goes back to what we said earlier, this is more than passion. This is so much more than passion. It's my assignment. And so when you're assigned to something, you have to do it in excellence. Everything has to be in place. And that's what we've done. And that's what we're doing. We're making sure that we do everything that we need to do in order to get these businesses where they need to be so they can flourish.
Exactly. So now, I was going to ask you this question, right? You might have an answer for the question, okay?
Okay.
But before I ask the question, I have a video. So
okay.
This event that you have is November 2nd, correct?
The 2nd through the 5th.
Through the 5th, right?
Yes.
And this place that you're actually going to have it at, is in Nashville, correct?
That is correct.
So my question was, why Nashville? But you probably have another answer for it. But I'm going to show y'all why Nashville. Just check this video out. We're going to come back with Dr. Felicia Phillips. So check this video out. It's a short video. Just check this. Oh, goodness.
Gaylord Opryland Resort and Convention Center brings the toe-tapping magic of Nashville to life. Discover extraordinary environments and 9 acres of indoor gardens, capturing the grandeur of the Old South. Indulge in our award-winning spa. Savor a meal at one of our many restaurants. Enjoy bountiful recreation options, including our own indoor Delta River flatboats. Meet the extraordinary with over 700,000 square feet of meeting space, unique networking venues, and personalized service from our team of meeting and event experts. At Gaylord Opryland, find everything in one place so you can have it all.
Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Listen, all jokes aside, when I seen this video, I'm going to tell you something. When I seen this video, I was like, oh my God. Are you serious?
Yes.
That is one of the beautifulest things I've ever seen. Talk to me about this Gaylord.
Yes, Gaylord Opryland Hotel. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Let me tell you something. From the start of MobileCon, we've always been and had a 5-star experience, from the hotel to our staff to everything that we do, because that's what we deserve as a people. Yes, we have lowered our expectations so much that sometimes we are willing to accept anything. I never wanted that. I always believed that we deserve the best. And so last year, Mayor Cooper's office had a delegation to come to MobileCon last year, asked me to come to Nashville. And as I was looking at places, and it's funny, I initially said, oh man, I would love to have this at the Gaylord. But this goes back to what I always say. Sometimes we discount or discard where we should be because we're thinking, maybe not, that might be too much. I want to tell you something. This is a true testimony. God blocked everything, and that was the only place I could go to.
What?
Okay. And that place is absolutely phenomenal.
Listen,
Just breathtaking. Everything about it is in excellence. It is everything that I always strive to work in whenever I'm doing an event. And I want you to know when you are in that place and you're at a con, I want you to know that this is the life you deserve. To the point that those rooms are normally about $500 a night. We were able to negotiate for our attendees $289 a night.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I looked it up.
Yes.
$289.
So we're doing everything that we can do to make sure you can attend, that you are able to take it all in and just have a great time.
Yes, yes. Listen, I saw, like I said, I've done my research, y'all. And yes, the price is right.
Yes, it is.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable that you got it for that price. I'm sitting there thinking it's probably $1,000 a night. And I'm looking, I'm like, is this real? And then you gave me the right number.
Yep. Oh yeah. Listen, I'm in the details, right? Because that's my business. And I want to make sure that I am providing a platform that the people I love and care for and want to see succeed can come and just be a part of it. I think sometimes you have to get out of your surroundings so you can look at your next. Being there helps you to understand what your next is, what you're going into. You know, we're in the fourth quarter. And so you should be really garnering in your business development. You should be positioning yourselves, really getting ready for 2024. That's what this platform is about, is to help you with your business development. Listen, we even have McDonald's coming in. We're going to bring in some franchisees, some operators. We're giving you every opportunity to be successful.
Exactly. So speaking of successful, talk to me about this.
Yes. So last year, I received the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award for my work.
Wow.
And I was so moved by it that I did the research and I said, I want our foundation to be able to honor the people that we know are doing the work in the community. And so I applied, our organization was approved. And so this year we will be honoring the men and women who are doing the work in the community.
Whoa. So you know what's coming. I know what's coming. Unbelievable. I'm telling you is, like I said, and you know what's so crazy? You know, when I got the interview with you, I'm thinking, you know, it was going to be like all business, but you're very approachable. You're the smile is infectious. You're very professional. I love that about you. You're a very professional woman, and it oozes power to me.
Thank you.
It really does. It really does. So, I want to talk about this.
Yes.
The metaverse, really?
Yes. So, you know, as you learn about me, I'm going to always be on the cutting edge. Like I said earlier, we just partnered with a fintech company because we want to make getting your financials not feel so hard. We want to make it an easy process, which is why we're partnering with Parlay, but the metaverse. So last year, I noticed, you know, everybody's talking about it. People are trying to figure out how does it apply to my business. So I wrote a book, but I also got with my team, and Shannon, who is on my team, Shannon Skipper Green, she helped to create the Mogulverse. And we gave everybody the headsets and we took it in, and it was an amazing experience. And let me tell you just one thing that came out of that. One of the young ladies who is a stylist here in Atlanta, Ivonia, actually partnered with Bloomingdale's and did a fashion show in the metaverse. It was phenomenal.
Wow.
Right. And so that's why I keep doing this, because that spark that got her to do that and get in partnership. You know, there are so many things that come out of it, but these are experiences that we may never have, right? Because we're not in the position, or we're not connected, or we're just not doing things like this. And I want to push you. I want to push you outside of your comfort zone so that you can really step into what God really has for you and for your life.
I know that's right. And you listen again. I'm completely honored to have you here, And I have a question.
All right.
So what about people that don't have the finances but have these great plans and ideas? How do you get around that? What kind of information can you get for that?
So, we do scholarships where people can apply for scholarships to attend MogulCon. We also will have free sessions that we do throughout the year. Everything isn't a paid session, but of course, an experience like this costs a lot of money. But we do have opportunities for people to get the exposure. I get that. That's why we do it for women and girls through the foundation, so we can get the help from our corporate partners to be able to do that.
Nice. Okay. That was one of the questions that someone asked in the comments, because the people up in here, and I wanted to get that question asked because.
And I also give this because, like, if any of your listeners who go to mogulconlive.com, they can use the code Dr. Felicia, DRFELICIA, and it'll give them $300 off a pass.
Oh, wow. Check that out. That out. Listen, like I said, you're a doggone rock star. I'm telling you, you're definitely a rock star. So now I have this other picture here. Bang. Now talk to me about this, please. Because very interested National Coalition of 100
Black women. So I know a lot of your listeners are probably familiar with the 100 Black men. Well, there's also the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, and we advocate for Black women and girls. We have amazing programs. I am a member of the Metropolitan Atlanta chapter and very proud to be a part of that. We're a model chapter in the organization. And so that's why I go back and saying there are a lot of Black women out here who are very passionate about doing the work in the community. And that's what we stand for. We're definitely an organization that advocates for Black women and girls.
Wow. You are a wonderful guest. I've had no one like you. I haven't had no one like you on my show. Like, really, I've had doctors. I wanted to know about the doctor. They said, Dr. Felicia. Talk to me about
I'm not an MD. Let me start here. I'm not diagnosing anybody. I'm going to diagnose your business, though.
I know that's right. You definitely are one of the best strategists in the business. And, that's something. And you strategize with different companies as well.
Oh, yes. And so that's my consulting business that you asked me about, PPICW. That's our main line of work. And that's what allowed me to be able to do so much in the community and be able to help so many small businesses. Is I was just taking the money from myself to invest in others. And I realized that I could do more just by formalizing it through the foundation.
Yes, and you're doing a doggone good job, I tell you that. And I'm definitely, if you need any promotion for this event, we will definitely share that in all our social media. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate you because you taught a lot. You taught me a lot. I'm sitting here, like I said, I have notes.
I know.
Listen,
that's what it's all about, right? We're supposed to be sharing information, helping each other to rise up. If we're not lifting as we climb, we are doing each other a disservice.
Exactly. I call people that do that, like I said, I see social media, I call them gatekeepers. They want to hold the information. If you have the information and you use it and you were successful in it, pass it on. Go ahead, pass it on. Because at the end of the day, we as a people need all the information we can get at this point.
That's right. We do need the information. And I will tell you, that's the strategy. The strategy is to prepare you so that when you get the information and you get the contacts, you know how to use them properly. Because let's just be real. It only takes one of us to go in and mess it up, and then we mess it up for all of us, right?
Exactly.
And a lot of it is because sometimes we just don't know what we don't know because we've never been an entrepreneur. We've never owned a small business. So there are a lot of nuances in the way things are done that you just may not be aware of. Coming to events like MogulCon help you to learn what it means to be corporate ready, help you to learn what business certifications you should have in order to move your business forward. Some of this, you're not going to be able to Google. You just not. You're not going to be able to watch it on a YouTube video. You got to come, you got to get the information, you got to get connected. That's what we're for.
So now, what if you don't live in Atlanta? You're universal, basically.
Oh, no, we're a national organization.
Yeah.
So we're based in Atlanta. We also have offices in Nashville. And like I said, we're doing a 7-city tour next year. So, yeah, we're all across the nation.
Please make it Orlando. Oh, my goodness. We need it bad.
All right. I'm going to write that down right now.
Orlando needs this. They need it because, again, our governor sucks. But at the end of the day, we could definitely use this information. These young entrepreneurs, and even myself, because like I said, I don't know everything. And you taught me a lot tonight. And what I have here that I actually thought of is 3 genres: partnership, relationship, and mindset.
That's right.
You have to have the right mindset for this, because if you don't, it's just going to pass you by.
That's right.
So you definitely teaching me some things up here. Trust me, I'm definitely listening. And I'm going to take heed to everything you told me, because I could always learn more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. We should be stretching one another. It's a good thing when we can have platforms like this where we could just be open and honest. I have no problem sharing the information. I just want you to be prepared to use it.
Oh, yeah.
You can have a lot of information, but let's be clear. If your mindset isn't right and you live in a world of doubt and you're thinking about what you don't have and what you can't do, what you don't know, then you're probably not going to be successful. But if you open your mind to just listen and put your ego aside and allow yourself to be coachable, to be led, because guess what? At every turn, we're all learning something different. And when you release those preconceived notions that we tend to carry around, that's when you open yourself up to the real truth. And that is that success is your birthright, but you have to own it.
That's right. So this event is happening November 2nd to the 5th.
Yes.
In Nashville. And for y'all, I know y'all saw that. This is an amazing place. And I think this is is it sold out already, or is still tickets?
No, we still have a few tickets left. We were just talking about that. We think by Sunday it'll be a wrap.
Yeah, by Sunday it'll be all over. Yeah, most likely, because people are gonna definitely wait to the last minute. You know how. Listen.
Oh, come on now.
They do the last minute.
I have plenty of time.
And then by the time they look on the internet, sold out, and it's too late. Yeah,
and that happens every year. Every year that happens.
And then you got people calling you, "Hey, do you got extra tickets?" No, it's over.
No,
it's over. So, where can I have your Instagram here? Tell them about where we can find Dr.
It's super easy. I am everywhere at I am Dr. Phillips. I am Dr. Phillips.
Yeah,
I'm everywhere, and that's Phillips with 2 L's.
That's right, 2 L's. That's right. Listen, it's been a pleasure. I'm sure this has been fun. You done answered everything I wanted you to ask, and I definitely want to congratulate you on a successful journey.
Thank you.
Definitely something, like I said, I've never seen anything like it, and I just want to see more of our people being more successful and sharing like you share. You understand?
Yes.
Because you don't get that often. You really don't.
But we just set the tone for it, so we got to keep it going.
It is, exactly. So everybody, I appreciate everybody for showing up tonight. This will be airing. It's actually on live right now on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. But we will take this conversation and put it on all our social media pages. So y'all gonna learn today. This Dr. Felicia Phillips then dropped some gems, and we're definitely gonna get into it. But thanks everybody for showing up tonight, and we'll be going. Miss Doctor, I will be talking to you behind the scenes, but I'm gonna sign off, because I definitely got questions that they don't need to know about. Anyway.
All right, sounds good.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all have a good night, and thanks again. So we're gonna sign out, and we'll talk to you soon.
Good night.
Good night.